situated so I can be able to tell you guys my thoughts of the events that happened on Capitol Hill today. Yes. Let me turn it up. Oh, I got it on the thing. Let me move it on over. Okay. Turn the music up. So, yeah. This is too high. Mm, well, yeah, people. Hi, I saw you. I'm sorry you was watching me finagle through some things. This is live, and live isn't perfect. But I do wanna. I'm not gonna be here long with a drawn out debate or anything like that. You know. But on some real shit, I'm jealous. I am jealous. I am jealous of these rednecks, these Trump supporters, these, even if you want to call them racist white people, whatever label you're comfortable using to describe these people, right? I am jealous, and this is why I'm jealous. Black, no, foundational, because I can't just say people of color, because not everybody has historic lineage to the Americas. You know, a lot of people, are first, second, or probably third generations here coming from somewhere else. This is the message to the foundational Black Americans or foundational melanated Americans, because I'm trying to refrain from using that term black. But the foundational uh, melanated Americans who were brought here, we're not immigrants, as well as the heavy melanated Native Americans who were finessed out of their rights and resources and lands and put into that black box. This message is for them. This, I'm talking about them. I'm not talking about black people over the world. I'm talking about specifically to the Americas. You know, natural born citizens, um, that were foundational since the inception of America, as well as the heavy melanated Native Americans who were already here. They just were robbed from their culture and put into that black African American box, when really they are Native Americans. We have over 400 reasons why we should have been did this a long time ago. We protest, we march, we sat at corners, counters, and shops. We fought to ride the front of the bus instead of owning our own. We did a lot of things under their provisions. Because honestly, when you are an oppressed people and you're going up against the government, right? Nobody should be telling you how to fight for your freedoms and your justices. Nobody. Not the government, not no local political official, and damn sure nobody who doesn't have that historic lineage and just coming over here. Nobody has the right to tell you how you should go about fighting for your freedoms and injustices. And everybody's looking at the situation like, oh, they're so wrong. No, it's their constitutional right. Whether you want to agree or disagree with why they doing it, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of it, that really has nothing to do with racism, but the fact that they're protecting what they call America in their eyes, and the traditions and the cultures and everything about them. We could, as people, as foundational melanated people, we could disagree. We could have, yes, we could feel emotional about the stuff, that they're fighting for, whatever the case may be. Yes. But at the end of the day, they exercise their right to do that. And, what's bothering me a lot about us, We are sounding like a whole bunch of house niggas mad at people for doing shit that we was supposed to been doing. Anytime you are citizens or people being ruled over a government and there is no common law and your natural born rights as well as legal constitutional rights are being messed with, or whatever word you want to use. I got a lot going on. I got so much to say. I'm trying to take a deep breath. I notice I trip up on my words when I'm so anxious. This is stuff that we should have been doing. Moving forward, I better not ever see a headline saying black male killed black male, black woman attacked or killed another black woman. I better not ever hear a black man talking about how thug he is. He's in these streets. He's gangster. He pops those things. I better not ever hear another black woman talk about how her hands work and what's the tea. Because this is the second time the white Americans dumped their tea. While we sitting around, oh, what's the tea? What's the tea? What's the tea? We too busy entertained by everybody's downfall in business that they formulated, they unified, they formulated. I don't know if they had like a newsletter or mass email or something, and everybody went out there from all over the country to let it be known. They didn't go and did this in their neighborhoods. Everybody's talking about racism. They were in Chocolate City. They bypassed the hood. Ain't nobody worried about no niggas. They went straight to the source. So let that be a lesson. Freedom ain't free. And when you dealing in a warlike situation, especially when it pertains to freedom and liberties, it's never going to be pretty. Never going to be pretty. It's never going to be polite. And the fact that we've allowed society, especially other people coming from other countries and establishing citizenship later on, after we then paved the painted these towns silver and gold with our sweat and blood and oppression, in order for them to get blinded by the illusion of the American dream. Nobody should be telling anybody who are foundational melanated Americans how to go about obtaining justice or freedom. Because, like I said, we have over 400 reasons why that should have been us. But we protested. The same government that's oppressing us is telling us instructions on how to go about protesting the injustice they invoke on our people. Then we allow other people who doesn't have the same historic lineage, don't deal with the same type of oppression, and actually, taking a lot of our resources that we are naturally born entitled to, we have to share with them. Now we have these other people from wherever, all across the world, telling us how we should go about revolutionizing and going about seeking our justice. I don't condone racism. I don't condone hate at all. But kudos to those motherfuckers who had the balls to do what melanated people in America, foundational black Americans, real Native Americans, heavy melanated Native Americans should have done years, centuries ago. You know what these black people remind me of? When they talking against, oh, look at that, that's a disaster. How could they dare? Y'all look like, ever watched 12 Years a Slave? Where the guy, I think he went to the other slave owner's house for like an errand or some shit. and you know how the steps go to the door, so he put his foot on the door waiting for the guy or whatever, and then another slave came out of nowhere and was like, don't you put your foot on those footsteps like that, don't you dare do that, who you think you are? And what I'm coming to realize, there are way more house niggas than people who are trying to be free. And people who are dedicated and passionate and will do it by any means necessary to seek out justice and freedom. Freedom is not free. And when you're going to war with your oppressor about obtaining your freedom, nobody should be doing the electric slide and having cookouts and doing the things that they want you to do. How your opponent is giving you the rules to war? You're marching because they telling you to march. You singing old Negro spirituals and shit like that because they telling you that's what they're willing to accept. You're respecting the opinions of other people who are not even courageous to fight for freedoms and liberties in their own country. That's why they're running over here. Overthrowing the government is every natural born, especially the foundational melanated American, especially the heavy melanated Native American that were already here, that were put in the black box. We are going to the enemy for the rules of war. We're respecting and trying to gain respect from people who don't even have courage to fight for freedoms in their own country. I'm sorry, Jamaica looks like India. You look at the government of Jamaica, it looked like Bollywood. And other countries, oh, we getting beheaded in the gangs and all this other shit. But then you could come over here and complain how I'm seeking freedom from a dangerous historic past that we still fighting. Where do we seek refuge from? Can we go to your country and have more resources than its natural citizens and be really treated fairly? What other country is going to provide that for us? Not even nations of Africa. Like I said, I don't condone racism. I don't condone hate. But that's some real shit. And if you take that away, if you be like... All right, I'm coming downstairs. I'm coming right now. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm getting ready to go. That's why I was like, I don't want to be late. But, like, you know, we let these motherfuckers finesse us out of our rights. We let them tell us and dictate to us how we should go about obtaining our freedoms and liberties. Like I said before, I don't condone hate and racism, but kudos to all those Proud Boys and rednecks and anything else you would like to call them. Kudos to them because they were uncomfortable for a year, maybe two. And as soon as something they didn't like something that infringed on their beliefs and ideals and things like that, they took to it. They didn't go after people's neighborhoods. They didn't trash up their own. They went to the motherfucking source. And that shit is gangster. Broke through windows. These niggas was being Spider-Man, climbing up the fucking walls, taking selfies at the Oval Office, all of that stuff. That's the most realest shit I think we ever gonna see in our fucking lifetime, yo. I really do. I really do. Shout out to them. Shout out to every fucking redneck out there fighting for their fucking freedom, throwing down the White House, because that's something that we should have been did. Instead of marching, singing, electric slide into the fucking voting polls, making fried chicken and watermelon, and having a whole cookout in front of these voter registration places. Fuck out of here. And foundational black people, stop letting all these other people come up in here and tell you how you need to fight for your freedoms when they don't have the courage to do that shit in their own fucking country. Stop letting them finesse you out of your fucking civil rights, constitutional rights. So I'm about to be off. I'm sorry I was all jingly and stuff like that. But come on, people. We should have been did that shit. We need to take notes, see what went right with the situation, apply it, and whatever went wrong, learn from it. And do the same thing with Shaka Zulu, Nat Turner, Toussaint from Haiti, Malcolm X, Black Panthers. Adopt all the things that went right and learn from everything, all the mistakes. Doing this shit. And said, did you? Good night. Bye.